Hey guys, Kev here, and I am finally ready to do my full review on the Urban EDC Supply F5.5. Now guys, I have made more videos on this knife than any other knife ever, I think. I've shown and taken apart this knife probably like 5 times by now in videos, right? I talk about it all the time. It was my knife of the year. I put skiff bearings in it. I then got obsessed with collecting all of them. So I have the carbon fiber one here in LMAX. This one is the titanium one in M390. I had the green and brown micarta ones. Those are both off to new homes at this point, or new places, I'll say. And I'm going to kind of shoot off right now to a video. I did a desktop video showing all 4 of them and the color options, and kind of just talked about them all a little bit. Of course, that turned into like a 15-minute video, so I'm going to go to that right now, and then I'll be back to kind of do the review part. So here are the 4 varieties you can get the handle scales in, and the blades come in LMAX, and these 3 here are all LMAX, and this one's an M390, and you can also now get Damasteel. That is now available. They only did runs of 50, so when I say available, I guess I mean they've been released. I don't know what's available anymore. I think maybe just this one. But these 2, the titanium and the carbon fiber, have a Damasteel version. These 2 do not, but you could get these in LMAX and M390 as well as these. So these are the 4 varieties. This is the order I got them in when they first dropped the extras from the pre-order, because I didn't get in on the pre-order, and I'll talk about that in the review probably. I wanted the titanium one really bad, and I even reached out to Urban EDC Supply, and I asked them if they could hold one for me or whatever, and they did. But I got impatient, and they didn't send me the link before the drop, so when it dropped, I just freaked out, got FOMO, and bought it anyway. So then they just restocked the one they were holding for me or whatever. So I got the titanium one, and this to this day is still my favorite. I just love the monochrome look of the all titanium, titanium clip, all titanium hardware on this guy. Just a sexy beast. Now this one does have probably the least drop shut action out of the group. But it's still fantastic, and I have it dialed in pretty good. Skiff bearings in all of these. This is the second one I got. They came out with like a sprint run or whatever of these. So these 3 came out at the same time on that drop and in the pre-order, and then this was one they came out with later as a separate like sprint run type item. And this is carbon fiber and LMAX. And I did the same thing, asked them if they could hold one. I think they just said, like, we have plenty, trust. And I think they still have some in stock. So I just snagged one as soon as I could, of course. This one went for $275. This one was $250, and these were $200. It didn't matter which steel you got. The price was the same. And LMAX and M390, when done correctly, are pretty similar. I'd probably put M390 a slight step above, but I think LMAX is a little tougher. So, but then M390 is a little more corrosion resistant, maybe. I don't know. But this is a carbon fiber. Dude, when I got this in hand, I was impressed. And the difference between the 2, it's so different that it makes it okay to have both. Because this is so much lighter. Like, this one's 4 ounces, I think. This one weighs like 2.5 or 3 probably. It weighs nothing because it's just all carbon fiber with titanium liners in it. And then the action on this one is the best of the bunch. It's just freaking drops. It's incredible. So I really love, this is my second favorite. It's very close to being my favorite. Then I got the green Micarta version. Now this, after I got these two, then it was like, oh, I got to get them all, right? Before that, I didn't even care about the Micarta ones. So then I started the collect them all game. And my good buddy, Kyle, DTOM Knives and Gear, who is the man, by the way, my brother, he had this. And the finger choil was just too small for him. And he talked about getting it modded and stuff, but I think one, he wanted to get a little cash in. Two, I think he has so many freaking knives, maybe he didn't feel like modding something to make it fit him. And it's already a small knife. Three, he's my brother, and he knew I wanted one, and that's just the kind of relationship we have. I don't care how gay it sounds. So he offered this to me at a bro deal price, and I bought it, of course. 10 seconds later, I sent him the funds. That's how we do it. Soon as one of us offers some stupid deal, the other one just sends the funds without even second guessing. And then it's confirmed because you can't take it back. So yeah, that's how I got the green micarta. This is my least favorite. I just don't like the green micarta color. I'm not that big on green micarta. Micarta depends to me, guys, on the knife, because everybody does it different, and this one just didn't grab me. Now, once I've had it for a little bit, I actually really do like this one, and the action on this one is probably second best out of the bunch. Now, this one right here is already sold. I turned around and bro deal priced this to my buddy Joe, the Knife Whisperer, aka the Knife Licker. So I was going to send him one of these for review, and then I was thinking, hey man, I have the green one. I don't carry all of them. Like, it makes it harder to carry them now that I have four. Like, it's weird. So I'll just be like, oh, which one should I carry? And then I'll pick up all four, play with them for a minute, and then I just put them all back. Like, I don't know. Or I grab one randomly, and I don't know. So I'm like forcing myself to carry ones that I don't really want to, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. The detent on all of these is rather strong, which I 100% love. It always fires out, and you know me, guys, detent snob over here. So that's the green one, and that's gone. So I do have another one coming, actually, in the green micarta, but that I bought to trade. So a little while ago, I got the Bombshell from Spyderco. I don't know if you remember that, but a good buddy, a subscriber, a viewer, a friend on Instagram, whatever you want to call it, he sent that to me basically for nothing and said, hey, when you come up with something to trade, let me know. And from chatting with him, I thought he might like the F5.5, and he said he'd prefer the green micarta version, because I said, dude, I'll get you any one. Like, and he said he preferred the green micarta one, so I found one on Knife Swap and just bought it. So I'm going to send that to him. Then the last one I got was the brown micarta. This was the hardest one to get. For some reason, after everything dropped and whatever, the brown micarta was the one I just couldn't hunt down. The timing was never right when somebody sold one. This is also LMAX. These are all LMAX, but this one's M390. You see there, LMAX. And this one, I really like the color of. This is the one Jake has from Bearded Gear. He loves it. Action on this one's probably, again, third best. This one has an interesting story. So the guy who bought it, he bought it on eBay for $275. Excuse me. These went for $200 new. So he way overpaid for this. And I had left a want to buy in Reddit. And he saw that, and he contacted me, and he said, hey, dude, I watched the channel, and whatever, like, I saw you wanted this, and I just impulse bought one last night. I think he was drinking, you know, shit I do. And he bought a carbon fiber one, and then he bought this one, too, on eBay. And he said he'd sell it to me, and I offered him $230 because that was what I offered Lavender Pants, that a-hole who wouldn't sell me his goddamn knife. He kept dangling it in front of me like, I think I might sell it to you. And then he's like, nope. I really like it. I'm like, ugh. And I get it because I love this knife. And I would struggle so hard if I had one of them and somebody wanted to pay me a little extra for it, whatever. I'm just messing with Lavender Pants. I love the guy. So anyway, I offered him $230, so I felt this guy overpaid. I'll help him out a little bit. He didn't want that much, but I offered him $230, so that's what I paid. And I got this guy, and that completed the set, right? And then everybody's telling me about the Damasteel ones, and I just was like, no, I'm not paying $500 to have the same handle with Damasteel. So this counts as a full collection, but it's getting broken up because this one I sold, and this one, well, I'm not going to tell you, but something interesting is happening with this one. And I'm very excited about it. And stay tuned because I think it's gonna be really cool. But anyway, I really love the brown micarta. It's probably one of the better looking ones. The green is just ugly. Sorry. These two are sexy. This one's sexy. I mean, these three right here. It's hard to choose which one's the best. I just love the monochrome look. And then I love the lightweight and the action and the feel of the carbon fiber. And I don't get anything really extra out of the micarta one. It's a little heavier. Yeah, it looks nice, but it doesn't have better action. And this one, so I meant to tell you the story. So this one came jacked up. So the centering was all jacked up. The detent was super light. And you know me, guys, I cried like a little baby. And I went in my corner, I sat in my chair, and I whined. I just whined and whined. And then after about 10 minutes of being a biatch, I was like, let me do something about this. So I started taking it apart. I'm talking to Urban EDC Supply, and they can't really do anything because they sent me a ton of extra hardware for this one, but they can't, like, give me a new liner. They don't have them, you know? And there's nothing wrong with the knife per se. It just had a light detent, right? And it was still functional. It wasn't like light, like a knife where it just kind of comes out like that CKF I had. It was still a good knife, but it wasn't what I wanted because I knew that these three had the same stronger detent. So I took it apart. I bent the liner in. First time I successfully did that and did not ruin a knife. And I also took it all the way apart when I did it this time, trying to be smart. And I got this detent dialed in. Like, it is good. It is still a little bit lighter, but that might be better, honestly. These are strong, and sometimes if I play with it all day, my finger gets, like, sore the next day. This one's just a tad lighter, and the action is good. I mean, definitely good. I got the centering dead nuts. Now, if I take it apart and put it back together, then I got to fidget around with the pivot and all this stuff to get it centered again. But it definitely is fine now. It's a good one now, and I have a plan for it. And you will see what that is in the future. But those are the 4 variants. Of course, I turned just showing you the 4 different materials into a 13-minute video. And I'm going to stick that into a probably 25-minute video. So good luck watching this review, guys. I really appreciate it if you make it to the end. And, yep, that is the 4 color scales. I'm back. All right, so you got to see all the different variations that I had in the collection. The ones that I decided to keep, obviously, are right here. These two just stand out to me the most. I kind of explained why. The action, the lightweight, the look and feel of this one, and this being the first one I had, the little extra bit of weight that I like. The titanium is just it's just a gorgeous piece. I love the monochrome look. So I explained all that in that video, so I'm going to try not to repeat myself too much, but I filmed it earlier today, and I'm probably going to forget what I said, but let's just kind of do the review here, and that'll keep me on track, hopefully, right? So, first off, this knife is a collaboration between Urban EDC Supply, which is an awesome, awesome company. They sell really cool gear kind of tailored towards the EDC guy who is a little bougie like me. I like my Zerk drivers and cool pry bars and fancy kind of shit. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Your average, you know, EDC guy who wants a Gerber pry bar and a shard isn't going to shop there. You know what I mean? That's the best way for me to put it. And if you like little EDC knickknacks and stuff, they do that very well as well. I'm not into that stuff like the cubes and the fidgety toys and the coins and stuff, but they're a good source for that as well. And they teamed up with Jesper Voxnes, who is one of my all-time favorite designers. He just knows how to put a comfortable, capable knife into such a small package and ergonomically just make it fit anybody's hand. It doesn't matter whose hand it is, unless it's freaking Kyle, who has ginormous sausage fingers. Dude, cut back on the fried chicken, bro. Cut back on the fried chicken. All right, anyway, I got to talk to his wife. She needs to start cooking him some salads. Cooking salads. That's how you do it. You cook the salad. Can you tell, guys? I'm a real chef. Anyway, he just has such an awesome way of designing. This is a sailor's knife, they tell me. Basically, if you're ever wondering why the Pilar and all these knives that he has are sheep's foot, and why they call him Shaler, they call him... they call... Oh my god, I just cracked myself up. I'm sorry. They call them sailor's knives because they don't have a very stabby point. You can't really like plunge into somebody with this, and it's because they didn't want their sailors to mutiny. So back in the day, you know, back in my day, sonny boy, when we were pirates, you'd have your captain and your first mate and whatever, down the chain, right? And the grunts at the end of the line, the guys who were cleaning the shit out of the ship box and whatever, they sometimes got pissed at the captain, because the captain was up in his suite, basically, you know, eating the fried chicken and collard greens and hanging out. You know, he's got the pirate babes all up on him. He's got that cool parrot up on his shoulder. He's rocking his pirate hat and his patch. You know, and he's just munching on like a drumstick, right? And he's got his big metal slosher of beer. And, you know, those guys didn't like that because they basically got shit and bread to eat. So they would kind of team up, sneak up behind the captain and give him the old Julius Caesar, right? And these sorts of blades were less likely to cause major damage and kill said captain. So that is why this is called a sailor's type knife. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, all right? So absolutely love the collaboration there. And then Riot is the manufacturer of this knife. And guys, this is going to be a long one because I love this freaking thing, and I want to talk about it, okay? And somehow they got all of that, right? Urban EDC Supply, Voxnes, Riot, M390 or Elmax, carbon fiber, titanium, carbon fiber, Micarta. They did all of that and kept the price point from $200 to $275. The Micarta ones were $200. You got brown and green Micarta, M390 or Elmax, didn't matter, right? Then you had the titanium in M390 or Elmax, and that was $250. And then recently they came out with the carbon fiber with Elmax, and this was $275. And then they came out with Damasteel, which is completely different, guys. Damasteel is very expensive material, and basically they slapped it on this one or this handle, and those were $500, I think. So, not considering the Damasteel ones, that price point is amazing to me. I have a few Riot made knives, and they're all around $300 or more. And the fact that they were able to keep it to $200 for the Micarta versions is absolutely fantastic. I don't think you can find me a $200 knife that is better made and just overall just a better knife than the F5.5 in the Micarta. Find me a $250 knife that's better than this. I dare you. Now, I know some people are going to come at me and tell me the Malibu and whatever. Okay, I really love the Malibu, but this thing is an ergonomic dream. The grind is absolutely fantastic. The detent is just dialed in, and the materials are better. I mean, we're talking about titanium. We're talking about titanium liners, M390. I mean, yeah, the Malibu's 20 CV. Wouldn't be a goddamn review if you don't drop a goddamn knife, Kev. Jesus. Sorry, I'm in a mood, okay? So, anyway, the value is fantastic. And the aesthetic of this thing is just gorgeous. The sheepsfoot blade with the nice pill-shaped hole. The lines going back are just absolutely gorgeous. Even on the underside here is very smooth. I love the choils. Now, this choil is a little small for a lot of people, but it's not necessarily sharp right here. Ow! Gotcha. But yeah, it's not really sharp right here. So, you know, you have confidence and you don't feel like you're going to cut yourself on that edge there at the end. But some people, Kyle, have absolutely monstrosity of hands or fingers, and they can't get them in there because they need to go on a goddamn diet. I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah, so aesthetically, it's just cool. This one in particular, the monochrome look is just absolutely awesome. I love it. It drew me in right away, and I had to have one. Then the titanium, God damn it. The carbon fiber one here is also really cool looking, and it just feels like a different knife because it's lighter weight. You know, it's carbon fiber, obviously, versus titanium. It's a little warmer feeling. It's just different. And they're different steels. So, you know, keeping both of these is not a problem. I honestly could have kept them all, but I had somebody, Joe, the knife licker, the knife whisperer. He wanted one, I think, and I gave him a good bro deal because Kyle gave me a bro deal, and that's how we do it. We bro deal it up around here. All right. And then the other one, I got a surprise for the other one, the brown micarta one. You will be seeing it later. So don't you worry your pretty little head. It'll be on YouTube again one day. But yeah, so ergonomics, just absolutely fantastic. You know, the choil, and then the kind of swell back here. It all just works very well. I can even hold it back here. I just get all 4 fingers on, and this is comfortable. I feel the clip a little bit right here, lefty, but it's really not an issue. And right-handed, you can feel it in your palm a little bit, but again, not like a big deal. And when you're choked up, it lands, for me, perfectly in my palm. I don't feel that clip at all, but I never hold the knife like this because I'm left-handed. The only way I hold the knife right-handed is like this. I play with it, right? When I'm fidgeting, I might do it right-handed because I want to see the drop, right? If I do it left-handed, I don't get the drop. I have to do this thing, right? So, damn, this thing's smoothing out. I have skiff bearings in both of these. I actually have them in all 4 of them. Absolutely love skiff bearings. They make your knives so much smoother. They don't necessarily make them more drop shutty. It might add a little bit of that, but they're just so silky smooth because you don't have any kind of grit in the bearings now because the way they make their bearings is just better. But back to the knife, guys. Yeah, so aesthetically, ergonomically, fantastic. Carry. It has a deep carry clip that goes almost to the butt end. and it has these button screws that stick out, which is probably part of how they kept the price point down. They, you know, these little details, but it goes in and out of pocket perfectly fine. You never feel those screws, so it really doesn't matter. Would it be cool if they were flush? Yes. But functionally, does it make a difference? No. So the carry for me is phenomenal. Even as a lefty, I really enjoy carrying this in my front left pocket because there's no flipper tab, there's no thumb studs, you only have the hole, and it's not getting caught on anything and popping out in my pocket, right? So I carry this in my left front pocket just like I would any lefty knife, and it works phenomenally well. Action, we kind of talked about already. They vary. So, I've had 4 of them at this point. I actually have another one coming, but it's for a trade. I think I told you that in the other part, so I'm not going to repeat it. But, this is the first one I got, and the detents on all of them but the natural micarta are the same. Nice and stiffer, not like too stiff, but stiffer. And it rockets out. It's fantastic. And then on the closed, you know, this one you got to give a little bit of shaking to, but again, it's very, very smooth. And for such a small knife, I'm barely having to do anything to coax it down. And then I got this carbon fiber one, and the action is just like stupid good. You still have to give it a little bit of shake to get it to go, but oh my goodness, it's good. And then the micarta ones were closer, they were like in the middle. And the natural one had detent issues, a little bit light. And I think I told that story already as well. So forget me, please. Go and forget me, guys. Jesus, Kev. So yeah, action, very good. And value, I talked about, phenomenal. So overall, recommendations, guys, if you're left-handed and you don't mind a right-hand only clip, because that's really the only difference here, guys. I mean, it's the righty liner lock, but whatever. I can wholeheartedly recommend this to anyone. If you're left-handed and you just have to have a lefty clip and a lefty lock, then I'm sorry, you're going to miss a really good knife. That's the best way for me to put it. You're missing out if you don't get this knife. Now, if you have sausage fingers like Kyle, I get it. This might not be the knife for you. Understood. But other than that, you have no excuse. Go hunt one of these down and buy it. And if you get it and you hate it, come back to me and tell me I'm an idiot and I was wrong and it's terrible. But I can almost guarantee you, you're going to like it. If you have one of these, please leave a comment and tell me what your favorite thing about the F5.5 is. I just want to see how many people have them and love them that watch, because this is the F5.5 channel. All right, so even though the review is over, I'm going to keep carrying this, and that's part of the reason why it took me so long to review it. Because when I'm done a review, I tend to not carry the knife anymore because I have to keep things going for review. But this knife will be in my pocket all the time. One of them will be in my pocket a lot. I mean, at least a couple days a week, I'll have one of these in pocket, regardless of what I'm reviewing. I love them that much. So that was my long rant and rave and kind of stupid review of the Urban EDC Supply Vox F5.5. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.